All right, hi.
Hey, Dr.
Hey,
Hammer.
we saw Meet the Patels,
Meet the Patels, and overall, we
and
thought it was a pretty good movie.
I really liked how Ravi arced from a lost, like indecisive person who couldn't decide whether to kind of stick to his own culture or kind of like try something new and experience with American culture, like finding love that way. And
So,
also, like he was also like conflicted, man versus himself. He was also conflicted with pleasing his parents, and also, but also like trying to do what he thinks is best for himself. But
yeah.
ultimately, like he finds that he had what he needed in the beginning. He just didn't realize it. And I think he also kind of projected like or made had like this worst case scenario in his mind, like, oh, his parents wanted him to end up with an Indian girl with good values, with a good education, so and so, and he kind of made that as like the scenario when really all his parents wanted was for him to be happy.
Yeah, going back to the arc, I think pretty much he just came full circle where he was started off with Audrey, and then at the end of the movie, he ended up with Audrey again.
Yeah.
And he more so had like a mental change mindset. So he kind of like matured a little bit and just realized that what marriage really means in marriage is like getting with your getting with your true love, not necessarily based off of the culture and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Like you don't have to follow cultural norms or like tradition.
And also with conflict, I think he also had a man versus society, and the society as in cultural, the cultural Indian norm, Indian cultural norm, being so that with marriage and he was just having a conflict whether like he should do the American traditional route or if he should do the Indian traditional route. So he was kind of conflicting with that.
That also kind of goes along with moral and social commentary as well.
It does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because Rebbe went against the cultural norm, and he also portrayed the buildings
Roman buildings Roman.
Buildings Roman. He also portrayed the buildings Roman just again with his more moral and mental change that he went through. Let's see. Also, the foreshadowing. There was some foreshadowing in the movie with
tons of foreshadowing. I guess.
More so with the whole Audrey situation, how they broke up, and he kind of like started the movie off with how they broke up and stuff, and then there was like texts or emails between them and conversation, phone calls.
But like the biggest thing was him sleeping
over. Also, he kept playing clips of them two together and photographs of them together throughout the movie. So at the end, I guess it kind of was a surprise, and it kind of wasn't a surprise. That foreshadowing had that one example where they don't really, they kind of hide the foreshadowing, or they make the viewers think that there may be another possibility, whereas I thought that maybe he really would end up with an Indian woman.
Yeah.
But he actually ended up with his ex-girlfriend. And that
also ties in with the resolution too.
Oh yes, the resolution.
Of like how he discovered something about himself that, oh, I don't have to follow tradition. I can do my own thing in terms of finding love, in terms of pleasing my parents. Like it's all about just me finding my own route to happiness.
Also, with the movie being a documentary, the cinematography was pretty different. I guess, like the screenshots and how like the microphone was in some of the screenshots and stuff like that. So the cinematography was.
I also liked how he sometimes spoke directly into the camera, and because the fact that it seemed like a homemade movie made it feel like we were part of the family, like we were there to experience like his dates, his especially like when he read the email, felt like we were there, and so we could help better. It was a way to like convey emotions.
Yeah. Because you were seeing the actual character's real emotion, and not just like an actor's portrayal of the emotion.
Yeah. So yeah, overall it was a pretty good movie. Oh, okay. So basically the storyline was a guy needed to find a girl for a wife, so he
used his
parents to self find him.
But the plot was really he broke up with Audrey. He was kind of feeling like he may have needed like an Indian female, especially like his parents' view of marriage. And then the trip to India was really set in stone. Like, wow, I kind of want this for my kids. You know, I want them to experience this Indian tradition, which led to him doing the database.
The biodata. The Patel Convention and the online dating.
The Patel Convention and traveling all over the country. Eventually, that caused him to realize that, you know, love is more so on the inside and not necessarily, you know, what the person looks like. And all the stuff that those biodatas included, like their education and their career and all that kind of stuff. So he just realized that that's what really mattered.
Yeah.
And the thread throughout the movie, I think, may have been the cartoon interview clips that Revy and his sister were doing throughout the movie. I think that may have been one of the overarching threads.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Hammer.
See you later.